Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between and beyond. My name is Taylor, and welcome back to the OverAchievers Podcast, episode 28, John Halo. Now, today, I have a brand new, very special guest. This guest is special for two reasons. One, he's here with me in Korea, and two, he's done something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but never had the time, dedication, or energy to really do. And let me introduce him first, and we'll get into that. Joining me today is Rich. Rich, welcome aboard.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. How about you?
Not too bad. Nice early morning. Get this recording
It's
in.
10:30, man.
It's an early morning for me. I'm a late night gamer.
Oh god, I'm not. I'm a morning gamer, 100%.
No, I can't do it.
Oh, I can't do late night. You're insane.
Goblin hours.
I'm sure most of the audience will agree with you more than me, but...
Yep.
So, Rich, what game are you going to be covering for us today?
Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
the Halo series, this Halo series in general, Halo 1, what do you want to call it?
I would just call it CE, Combat Evolved. I think it's the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
before we get into that, was this on PC or was this on Xbox?
The original AA was on Xbox.
Okay,
Yeah,
so like
it was
you're like a hardcore original gamer.
Hardcore original gamer. The Halo was the game that came out with the Xbox when the Xbox was released, and I remember getting it for Christmas the year it came out. Halo came with it. I was not old enough, but it came with the system, so I was allowed to play it.
God.
Yeah, my neighbor's friend of mine also got it, and we just started playing. We'd go over each other's houses, co-op, and just launch into this new experience, this new franchise that had everyone talking at the time, you know?
Absolutely. But wasn't it not until the 360 that achievements were a thing?
So, I believe that's the case, which is why, and I'll talk about later exactly when I went for AA and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, just my love for gaming kind of started... I don't want to say it started with Halo. I've been gaming for my entire life, and I'm older than I'd like to admit, so I won't talk about it here. But I did... My first system and, like, gaming experience was on the original Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I have family members who had the Atari 2600, Dreamcast, like... I've grown up around games, so...
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It was more just finding the love for certain types of games and going for something like all achievements was Halo. Halo did it for me.
Okay, that's fair. That's interesting. Hang on, I want to check something. I want to check the average analytics of my channel in terms of the age.
Okay.
Because I have a funny feeling you and I are both slightly outside of that age range, but... hang on, audience. Where do I see age range? Okay, so primarily male, not surprising. U.S. 25 to 34. Okay, so we are both within the average range of my viewership.
Okay, so Halo is going to be what most of your viewers know.
In theory.
Yeah. At least, I would say at least Halo 2 and 3 is when it...
Yeah, like they'll know the franchise, if not
yeah,
the original game.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean, Infinite
Now,
did it no favors, but
oh,
we don't
God,
got to
yeah.
talk about that right now.
No, that doesn't... Ugh. Now, in the intro, I did mention that Rich has done something that I have wanted to do, which is get all achievements in a majority, at the very least, of the Halo franchise. So, I promise you, provided Rich is up to it, he will be a recurring guest on the podcast. Not every month, but, every 3-4-ish, we'll cover another Halo game.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee it's going to be quite the journey.
Oh, yeah. It was, and it could continue to be as we talk about it.
Good.
Oh, reminiscing.
Good. So, Rich, can you, for those of my audience, and I hope there's none, who don't know what Halo is, can you just give us a brief introduction as to what the game plays like, what the general story is, that sort of thing?
Sure. So, at the base level, I mean, at the beginning, it's a first-person shooter It's a story about a main character who is Master Chief, who you play as in most of the games in the franchise, not all of them. And you play through this story of the Halo, which is this large ring of basically humanity. It's about survival. It's about aliens. There's different factions. It's just a shooter. You run around, you shoot aliens, and you have a good time. There's a lot more lore to it. I'm not gonna make this a lore podcast. I don't want to spend 5 hours talking about the first 2 levels of Halo, but but yeah, no, it's the basics of it. You're Master Chief. You run around, you shoot aliens, and you save humanity, essentially.
Okay, so you're saying you don't play as John Halo?
No. Oh, you're talking about the TV series? Oh my god. Okay, so if you take the TV series out of context as a Halo fan and just watch it for what it is, it's not terrible. And I know I'm going to get hate in the comments for that. I know I'm going to get hate. I didn't mind the series.
Oh, wow, okay.
But I took it out of context of the game, of the lore. I took it for a completely separate entity.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is just a TV show called Halo, and there's this guy, who...
named John Halo.
Yeah, who goes as Chief. And I took it for what it was, just a fun, maybe a little campy action TV show, Mm-hmm. Similar to...
what that show should have been. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, you're good.
I think that show should have been is following other Spartans, much like, Reach or a Spartan team, where you have semi-developed characters that you have more openness with and gives you a lot more room for that character development, as opposed to someone like Chief, who's had majority of the development through the entire series, which is he's gone from saying 3 words to 7 words in a sentence.
Well, we also finally learned, showed his face. That was the whole controversy originally.
Yeah.
But what I did, and if anybody has seen it or hated or didn't want to see it because of whatever, go back and watch it and take it as if it was, and trust me on this for a second. If you've seen Starship Troopers,
oh god,
take it as if it's in that universe.
Okay.
Just like a different set of aliens they're fighting. Take it as the campy, overdone with a little bit of drama sprinkled in. And see if you enjoy it outside of the Halo franchise.
Oh god, okay. That's Halo and Starship Troopers, that'd be quite the combo.
Right?
Okay. Oh god. Alright. So how many achievements does this game have?
So in the original Halo, I guess when achievements finally did come out, I believe the number is 44.
Okay.
It's not that difficult to track. I probably just have to go into Steam, because in the Master Chief Collection, the anniversary is out. I think they might have added a couple, but it'd be easy to figure out if I actually looked at it. But the original is 44.
And Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition, so this would be the original, is 44 achievements.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they had added a couple.
You are right on that one.
Okay. And it's pretty. It does. 44 is such a weird number to me because there's 10 levels, I believe, in Combat Evolved. So you'd think. 40 because of the way the game is. It's a campaign type game, right? Where most games in this type of genre, if you beat the level on a difficulty, you get an achievement for it. Which means there's 10 levels, there's 4 difficulties. That's 40 achievements right there. If it's done properly. So I had looked through some of the achievements again and realized that there are extra achievements in the Anniversary Edition for beating par scores and time trial type stuff through the levels, as opposed to just beating the level on a difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah, so it adds that kind of extra level of challenge. Sorry, I'm trying to look up how many are in the Master Chief Collection specifically for Halo 1. It's a pain.
Oh, it's awful. Specifically in the Master Chief Collection for Halo 1, I had it up yesterday.
Because, yeah, they don't break it down per game. I mean, they do, but they don't segment it. Which is kind of annoying. Anyway, we're going to go off just Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition. We can worry about Master Chief Collection later, because that's a whole nother can of worms.
No, yeah. Well, especially Master Chief Collection adds in all of the multiplayer achievements, too. So there's 7,000 gamer score to collect in the Master Chief Collection, which, as if for anybody who knows...
is it that much? Oh, my God.
Yeah. For anybody who knows, gamer scores and stuff, when it comes to Xbox, like 7,000 is insane. Most games
because the average
try
is
and run
1,000.
Most games try and run at 1,000, and the Master Chief Collection, even if it has 5 games, like there's just so many extra multiplayer achievements and stuff that they've included.
For those of you who primarily play on Steam, it has 700 achievements for the entirety of the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
Which is... It's too much. It's too much.
Which we'll talk about in one of your later questions, but...
Oh, God, absolutely. All right. Moving on. Naturally, this wasn't the first time you'd played the game.
Right.
Obviously, you played it on the original Xbox. Did you do everything that would have constituted all achievements on the original Xbox, or did you go back afterwards when you had the 360?
So I beat the game on the original Xbox, but I don't think it was AA. It was probably the biggest thing, and again, your questions are in line as I'm going through what you had sent me because I needed to do my research. But yeah, no, I played through the game on release as a kid. So when it came out, I was 9.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, it came out in 2001. So I got it for Christmas that year. So I was 9. Played it with friends. Played through it probably on normal difficulty if I had to, recollect and go back. Maybe moving it down to easy a few times. As a 9-year-old, it was one of the first It wasn't the first game. It was one of the first shooters I had played. I'll say that. So I was still learning the idea of aiming and headshots and damage, all of it, right? And then CE has so many complicated... CE is just a difficult game. It really is. I love the devs. That is a tough game to come out.
That's fair.
But...
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd played it again a few times through the years. The most recent time I played it was when Master Chief Collection came out.
Okay.
I played all the way through it. I did another co-op run, a playthrough with a buddy of mine from college. And we didn't go for all achievements or anything. We just wanted to play through all of the Master Chief Collection co-op again, because we had beaten it before in the past.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's fair. I was gonna ask who you did this with, because a lot of them are co-op achievements. Okay.
Yep.
It's too bad we couldn't have your college friend on today, but that's all good.
Time difference? Actually,
That's not that bad.
I probably could call him right now and see if he could hop on.
I mean, it's about 8 o'clock in Mountain Standard Time, so I don't know what that is.
He's Eastern, so...
Oh, God, so he's probably, 11?
10 p.m.
Okay, that's not too bad, but let's not call him
out
of the blue.
No. That'd be great. Maybe I'll talk to him about maybe getting him in as a little guest on the next time we talk about Halo, because he actually, I believe Halo 2, he actually went pro for a little bit and was playing competitively when we talk about multiplayer and stuff. So I might have to see. We'll talk about that off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Afterwards.
I'd be down.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many times, I guess, have you gone back to the game since getting all the achievements? How many playthroughs have you done? Were they casual? Did they have a goal? What was the going on there?
For Combat Evolved, I'd probably say I've only played through the game about 4 or 5 times since doing it all achievements. It's just not after Halo 2 came out. It's just not a good game. I love Halo Combat Evolved. Don't get me wrong. The nostalgia is great. It's not a good game.
Nope.
The way that they just have to finding health packs and getting through like enemies that two-shot you. God, this was one of the hardest. And I haven't gone for that many. Like, obviously, I went through the whole Halo series, which is why I'm here talking about it. But yeah, no, this game sucked. This like, and not sucked on like this is a bad game. Like this was awful to AA. This was This was a challenge. It was miserable because it's not a long game. I think a full casual playthrough is like 10 hours, 12 hours. And that's like taking your time through levels. But to beat it on the hardest difficulty, doing certain achievements, like, oh my God, it's awful.
No, yeah, especially with a lasso, like, oh God.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
I try not to come back to this game too much. I actually, when you had asked me on the podcast to kind of get my recollection of the game, I tried to play through it again, and I was like, I'll just do it on Legendary, like whatever. Like I'm not doing all the extra achievements. I'll just play through the game, take my time. I lowered the difficulty after the second level. I was just like, I'm going down to normal. I'm beating the game. Like, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, so for those of you watching the YouTube video, it will be my footage recorded from the Halo Master Chief Collection. I will be playing on normal. I will suck. It's been a long time since I played an FPS. Don't judge me too hard, but it is not Rich's gameplay. It is mine. So his skills will remain a mystery for us all.
For now.
For now.
Funny enough, also, the fact that I originally beat it on the Xbox 360. Like, I was an avid console gamer. For the last 4 years, the only controller I've picked up is a Switch controller.
Really?
I switched over to PC and I haven't looked back. And I even plugged in. I have an Xbox Elite controller, and I plugged it into my PC when I tried to replay through Master Chief Collection, and it's amazing how difficult it was to remember how to use a controller. But that's also because I played on different settings than normal people. But we'll talk about that later too.
Okay. Yeah, see, I play a controller like half the time because I play Souls-likes and other games that encourage you to have a controller.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Halo, I'm absolutely using mouse and keyboard. Okay. Now, I know Xbox doesn't track this very well. Do you remember how long that like initial attempt at all achievements like took you to get them all without including your time on the original Xbox, without including like the casual play time, to physically sit down and get all achievements? How long do you think it took you?
At the time of me actually sitting down, I had so many hours in the game before I restarted and went for all achievements. It's tough to say, but I do know, like, on average, it takes, for all achievements, anywhere from, like 15 to 17 hours. Like, it's not a long game. It definitely took me longer than that. Like I said, I was 9 when the game came out. I didn't try for all achievements probably until I was 13 or 14. It was right before my freshman year of high school. And it probably took me closer to 30 to 35 hours to AA. And the only reason I went back was Halo 2 had come out. And I wanted to go back and, like I'd said before, and all achievement CE to, claim mastery. And that's when, again, not to get too far into Halo 2, but Halo 2 is the reason I even went back because I started playing multiplayer. And we can talk about this again later in Halo 2 times.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the only reason I even thought about AA was the skulls. Because getting all the skulls got you this really cool armor that you could wear in multiplayer. Like, that was the only reason I thought about all achievements.
Man, as someone who personally hates multiplayer of any form, I get wanting the cosmetics. I hate multiplayer with such a passion.
I've been sucked into the multiplayer hole of I love myself a one player, a co-op, like, story game, but I can't. I have ADD, man. I can't sit down and play through a whole story by myself. Like I like the repetitiveness of multiplayer. You jump into a game, you play for, anywhere from a half hour to an hour, depending on the type of game you're playing, and then you start over, and it's just over.
Yeah.
And I love that repetitiveness, and that's where I got hooked on.
Have you heard of something called a roguelike?
I have.
It's kind of that
played a
exact
few.
same concept, except without other people. Best
Yeah.
of both worlds.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I have played a couple of roguelikes. I actually, funny enough, big Pokemon fan. I'm in the middle of playing Pokerogue a lot now. A lot. So if anyone's heard of that, it's online, it's free. It's a roguelike Pokemon game where you just battle over and over and over. But that's what I've been hooked on lately.
You should talk to James, the other guest I've had on this podcast, because he did 1,000 hours to get all achievements in Binding of Isaac, but he loves his roguelikes.
Yeah, I'll get.
He can maybe recommend you one if you're
I
tired
like
of
something
dealing with other
something
people.
a little less. Yeah, maybe not something super long, just something to casually mess around with. Even I know indie studios are coming out with roguelikes like every other week at this point.
Personally, I would recommend Hades. Love Hades. I love.
Heard good
hang on,
things.
Sorry.
I've heard good things of Hades.
Oh, and Hades 2 just released in early access, so like either one. I would
Okay.
personally recommend Hades first. I always mix up the developer with another developer for some reason. So give me a second here because I want to remember. Start page. There we go. Okay, hang on. Okay, it is Super Giant Games. Okay, yes. Sorry, I always mistake them with Super Massive Games for some reason.
Okay.
Very different studios, just very similar names. I love Super Giant and I love Hades. I do not, unfortunately, have all achievements in that. I will eventually do it when I feel like sitting down and doing that.
Okay.
But anyway, I highly recommend that if you're going to get into a roguelike.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay, going back where I get too far off track.
Yeah.
So you said it took you, you said the average is about 17 hours.
Yeah.
You think it took you longer, which is
I would
fair.
say double.
was
I would
looking-
say double. Yeah.
Double? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was looking up how long to beat. They did say the average for completionist, which I don't know what they mean in this case by completionist criteria, given that it doesn't say,
Right.
is 17 hours, 5 minutes. The median is 13 hours. The rushed is 10 hours, 31 minutes. And the leisure is 113 hours, 49 minutes.
The leisure is
So I don't know what that means in terms of, again, their completionist criteria, but I have a funny feeling you're not too far off the average.
Okay.
Because they only polled 71 people.
Okay. So there was one person who casually just got all the achievements over the course of 100+ hours.
Yeah, which
Oh my
maybe they
God.
just really bad at the game. I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I mean, or maybe they don't have that many friends and co-op was difficult. I don't know.
Maybe they don't have any friends.
Well, they had to do
Okay,
co-op by playing two consoles at the same time. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
I hate to say that I've done that before because my buddy was out of town.
Yeah.
So what were the hardest and easiest achievements for you personally along this journey?
Okay. So, Headhunter was probably the most frustrating, but I won't say it was the hardest. And that was
Okay.
searching for all the skulls. Frustrating because I mean, the skulls throughout the levels, you still have to find them, but you're still getting shot at by enemies depending on where the skulls are located. So you have to like clear a room and then go back, or it was just annoying. I tried not to do any walkthroughs for the skulls. I liked the idea of searching and like exploring the level and trying to find the hidden area where the dev might have put it. I did look up one or two of them as a kid. There were some that I just could not figure out, but
No shame in guides, man.
yeah. But in Combat Evolved, I mean the enemies just hit like a truck, and with the way that the health system works, with health packs instead of just full shield regen, I'd have to say Living Legend.
Okay.
Which it seems obvious, and with co-op, it still works if you complete the level on legendary difficulty, like in co-op or solo. So it was a little easier in co-op. But Living Legend or because of the health packs, walk it off. So Living Legend is complete every level on Legendary difficulty, which is just beat the game on Legendary. But Walk It Off was complete the Pillars of Autumn on Legendary without picking up a health kit.
Oh, God.
So, without picking up health kits, basically, just for anybody who doesn't know, you have a shield, and then when your shield depletes, you have, I believe it's 10 or 12 health bars. Okay. And as you get hit, depending on what difficulty you're playing at, like one bullet will do 3 to 4 of those bars, and it'll go from all blue to yellow to red when you have like 1 or 2, and then you die. Those don't replenish unless you pick up a health kit. Your shields will. So it was very much a lot of, I got hit by a bullet, time to hide. Because I did not want to fight or shoot at enemies without shields, because if I lost any health, I had to still beat the level without picking up a health kit. And that was, it was so time consuming. It was very much, felt like Tom Clancy. It felt like hide and seek, where like, ooh, I have a grenade, let me throw it into the middle, hide for 5 minutes. Okay, cool, I can shoot this grunt, hide again.
Oh, okay. God.
Okay, the elite, I got his shields down. I have to finish him off before he gets his shields back. It was just very, very slow and time-consuming.
Yeah, it does not sound fun.
No, it was not.
All right, that's fair. Okay, and what do you think was your easiest achievement?
Just beating the game. Because,
okay.
I mean, in general, like, being able to... There were achievements in there that's just beat the game on easy. Like, beat this level on easy mode. It is one of the achievements. So, most of the time, I wouldn't start... I mean, I had experience in the game by now, but when I went for AA, I didn't start on Legendary. I wasn't going to be like, I'll just beat the game on Legendary and do all of the achievements that way at once. Like, no. Like, I played through it on easy to get all of the easy achievements of, like, just beating levels, or if there was beat a level without using, or getting hit, or using bullets, or it's easier to do on an easy difficulty. So, just beating the first level on easy was the easiest one. Like, it was just...
That's fair.
It was a walkthrough, there were no other challenges, it was just beat the level, so...
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. So outside of those, what do you think was the most and least fun for you?
The least fun is Dear Diary.
Okay.
I love... Don't
is
get me
that
wrong.
what I think it is?
Don't get me wrong. I love lore. I love...
It is what I think it is.
Yeah. I love lore. I love learning about what the story is in the game and everything, but it was just walk up and read all the terminals. Like, that's not... It's just click a button to read the terminal, Like, that's not fun.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love the lore, though, but...
So, how many terminals were there? I can't remember.
I believe it was 1 per level.
Okay, so 10, that's
yeah.
Relatively reasonable.
Not bad, but at the same time, it's like, okay. There's the achievement, Yeah,
that's fair. And what about the most fun?
At the time, probably Silent Cartographer.
Okay.
So, that one, I mentioned it a little bit ago, I was really into Tom Clancy games and stuff, and the idea of sneaking around. And I was like, ooh, I can do it in this game too, and try and get an achievement for it. I believe Silent Cartographer was don't fire a bullet in the level.
Hang on, I have the list up here.
You have to beat the level Silent Cartographer without shooting, using grenades, melee, dying, or restarting. So it was very much
right
just... It was just sneak around and beat the level, and I found that I found that fun. Like, it didn't take me too many tries, but like being spotted and realizing like, oh, I can't shoot back. Time to run or try and get away from them, and it was very much just hide and seek, which I might be weird for saying I enjoyed. There aren't that many different types of achievements in CE, so that was a good switch up.
Wait, hang on. So I think you were talking about a different achievement, because the only achievement that I can find with that description is Grenadier, which says escape the map room in the Silent Cartographer without firing a shot on Heroic or Legendary.
Oh, it might have been that one. It might.
Because I was looking at the Silent Cartographer, which just says complete the level The Silent Cartographer on any difficulty.
I wonder if when I was looking it up, so obviously, like, I had to look some of these up again. It's been a while. I wonder if that was a Master Chief Collection version of the
Oh,
achievement.
maybe because I'm on just the trueachievements.com.
Okay, that
for
might have been
Anniversary
it.
Edition.
Let me see. Uh, there is also Pacifist. Is that what it's called? This achievement involves running through the silent cartographer without ever firing a gun, throwing a grenade, using melee, and not dying.
Okay.
It can be done on any difficulty though, so even if you like moving it down to easy. I remember sneaking around. That's the point of what I'm getting at.
So that's gotta be a Master Chief achievement then.
It might be.
I'll start looking up. You keep going. Okay, so that was the most fun. Well, I'm looking this up.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the rarest one on the list?
So again, I didn't have my numbers in front of me. It was very difficult to track, like who completed what. I loved looking at percentages of like, 0.0 whatever, 1% of people have done this achievement. It was cool to do. Because Halo had they were cool things like collecting skulls and stuff, which I believe are the rare of the achievements, like collecting all the skulls. I'm not sure the exact numbers on it. I did look up MCC just to kind of see, because there were some tracking or ability to track that, and there were 3 achievements that had like 3% of gamers that were tracked that completed it, which were like little achievements within levels. That just happened. Look out for the little guy and leave it where it lay.
Okay.
And leave it where it lays is, as it says, don't pick up any guns in a certain. It was a certain level, and you weren't allowed to pick up any other weapons. Mm-hmm. So whatever you started with, you had to finish with. Look out for the little guy. I believe there was another level you just could not kill any grunts. You had to just run past all the grunts. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that just happened. I don't remember off the top of my head what that one was. Mm-hmm. But again, it was just like it was almost like a mini game within the level of like, beat the level a certain way. That just happened as an achievement. Okay, so completing the library level without dying on heroic or higher.
Oof, yeah, that'd be hard.
Yeah. And it's the idea of that just happened because you have to do it without dying, so there was no restart. You had to start the level over if you wanted to try and beat that one. Mm-hmm. So I'd probably say, yeah, those 3 seemed to be the rarest, at least in the Master Chief Collection. I would assume in the original it was either those or beating the game in Legendary in general, as it was the first game of that came out. It's a tough one to track. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but
no, that's fair. That's totally fine. According to again the Anniversary Collection on trueachievements.com, I believe the rarest one is. Oh wait, no, this doesn't give me the right ratio. Hang on, I'll have to look at it myself because this Halo's a hard one to get like specific numbers for, especially since Master Chief Collection came out. Okay, so I know you said this one was kind of hard. You maybe didn't have an answer, but I still want to throw it at you.
Okay.
What do you think was the most memorable?
I mean, because of the way the game is, it's a campaign-based game. Beat the levels, beat the game. At least for Halo 1, there weren't too many extra things. Like, they added skulls in later on. There wasn't like a searching thing. Like, yeah, you had the terminals. I'd probably say just that first time, like, it would have to be the last one. Like, that final achievement to get AA, I had done all of the like individual level ones separately, and then I basically went back at the very end, finished beating the game on Legendary was like the last thing I actually did, where I went into the levels and did these achievements and then completed. So that finishing that last level and beating the game on Legendary is like that feeling. Oh, I mean, in any game, beating any game is fun. Beating a game on the hardest difficulty is really like fulfilling. But knowing that when you like to beat the game on the hardest difficulty was the last thing you had to do to like maybe never pick the game up again because it's awful, was just so free.
Careful, man. You're gonna make a lot of people real mad if you say that.
It was a great game. It was a great starter point for the series. They learned a lot and did a lot more in Halo 2 to fix a lot of the issues of Combat Evolved. There,
Okay.
I'll say that to save myself a little bit.
That sounds good, because, yeah, there would be a lot of mad people right now.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Okay, and is there an achievement you would remove from the game, and why?
Not from Combat Evolved. I think it has more
Okay.
than enough extra achievements that isn't just play through the game. They're not too ridiculous. They're not too difficult. A lot of them have like the ability to play it on an easier difficulty and still get the achievement. Most of them. I really do think, especially for the first game of the series, I think the devs did a really good job creating like a good list of achievements for people to like go after.
Okay, that's fair. That's interesting. And how about this? Is there an action or way of playing that there should be an official achievement for?
Okay, so this is going back to what I was saying earlier. When I played as a kid, on controller, which is why it's so difficult for me to relearn controller now. I always played inverted.
What?
I was an inverted gamer. Like, my friends hated me because every time we would trade controllers off, I would go into settings and like invert the controls to play, and then have to invert them back to give them back.
Man, I hate hearing that. Like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think there should be achievements for completing games with inverted controls.
No, there should be penalties for playing like a psychopath.
I don't know if it was because, so just brief history of my life, very, very brief. My dad was in the Air Force. I wanted to go into the Air Force. I wanted to be a pilot. You know, there are certain things I wanted to do. So I played a lot of flight simulators as like a 3-year-old kid.
Okay, I see where you're going with
yeah,
this. And it does not justify... I appreciate you trying to garner sympathy. It's a lovely, touching backstory. All respect to your father for his service. You cannot use that as an excuse to say, it's because I played a lot of Fight Sim and I wanted to be a pilot that I played on inverted controls.
So all flight sims are inverted, like up is down and down is up. So when
that is understandable because that is a flight, that is an aircraft, that is not playing Halo.
So it took me. I actually tried to do it one time. It took me about 2 months, and I'm into science. It took me about 2 months to play uninverted for my brain to rewire itself to not think about up being down and down being up, and I hated it. And now
important question.
Okay.
Now that you're an adult, and I won't say how old, you've already exposed yourself.
Basically, yeah, I did say how old I was when Halo came out, so I yes.
As an adult, do you still play with inverted controls?
So, as I said before, the only controller I've played with, other than trying to play the MCC with a controller, is the Switch, and most of those games are like Pokemon. So I don't actually need to worry about inverted or not.
That doesn't answer my question.
If I had to, I probably would put it back on inverted still. Yeah.
Oh God.
I genuinely couldn't tell you if my brain is wired that way again. Like, I haven't tried it.
Okay, but you don't play it, like, if you were to play a first-person shooter with mouse and keyboard.
Mouse and keyboard? No.
Okay.
No. Because that's a horizontal, like, mouse and keyboard. It's a horizontal push. Like, up is up. It's not like it's a little different than with a controller or a joystick of any kind. Like, I learned how to play PC with regular controls. I'm not a psychopath.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not that much of a psychopath.
You kind of are.
Inverted mouse controls is crazy.
Okay, just promise me you'll never play Dark Souls with mouse and keyboard.
I will attempt to play on a controller when I play Dark Souls.
Have you ever played Dark Souls?
No.
Okay, we need to remedy that. But
Yeah.
that'll be for another podcast episode. Okay. Let's see. Number 11. Are you able to soft lock yourself out of any of these achievements? Now, soft lock would just mean like you can't get it in that round. You'd have to either replay the level or have to potentially restart the entire campaign to get at the achievement.
Oh, okay. So I didn't realize it would have to be possibly replay the level. So I guess any of the achievements that require you not to shoot or to use less bullets, if you accidentally use more bullets, like I believe there's one where you have a sniper and you need to get the achievement of still having more than 4 rounds in the sniper when you beat it.
Okay.
So I guess if you were to shoot too many rounds, you can still beat the level, but you can't get that achievement. So I guess the answer is yes to that then.
Okay, that's fair.
I was going to say no,
but
that's a better explanation of what it is.
Well, part of the reason I have this is because, and I mentioned this during the 1-year anniversary episode 12, I played a game called Kingdoms of Amalur. Now, I had played this game previously, and I knew exactly what I needed to do, so I did the steps for the quest ahead of actually receiving the quest. The problem is, when I received the quest, the things I needed to do did not reset, and so I had soft-locked myself after 40 hours, about 80%, 90% of the way through the game. It meant I had to replay the entire thing if I wanted to beat it.
Oh, God. No.
So that is what inspired this question.
Oh, my God. No. No, you might have to replay a level for 15, 20 minutes, but no, not...
Fair.
80. Oh my God, I would have quit. I wouldn't have done it. Did you?
For a while I did. I went back and I got it, but yeah, for a while I had
God.
I had to stop.
You needed that mental reset of not absolutely hating. Oh God.
Yeah. Okay. What was I going to say? How many times do you need to play the game in total to get all achievements? Like the minimum number of times.
I believe it's possible in one playthrough. I could be wrong on that, but if you play on the hardest difficulty, you beat all of the challenges within each level on that difficulty, and you pick up all the terminals, and I guess now skulls. Obviously, they got added in the Master Chief Collection, but in the original, they wouldn't have that.
Are you able to start on Legendary, though? Don't you have to unlock it?
I don't remember on the original. Because the problem with Master Chief Collection and the way that my brain, is misremembering because of Master Chief Collection, when you first download Master Chief and the collection, MCC, and open it up, all the skulls are unlocked. All the levels are unlocked, all the difficulties, you can just play whatever you want. So...
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so, even, the thought of going back and, I'm gonna do all... It's I could have put all skulls on minute 2 into turning on the MCC, I could have played through with all skulls on already, and it felt a little weird to me. I understood it, it was Anniversary Edition, it wasn't, whatever. It was fun, but... Yeah, no, having everything already open, I can't... I mean, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since the game came out, and I honestly cannot remember if I had to beat it once before unlocking Legendary. And the problem is, when I search it up now, it just routes me to Master Chief Collection pages and answers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really taken over.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. Okay. Does the game reward you in any way for getting all achievements?
Other than the flex to say I 100%ed it and the little pop-up, right? That Xbox 360 achievement pop-up. The flex to say that I 100%ed Halo and checking my friends' Xbox achievement scores.
God, that was a time.
Yeah. There were times where I would buy every, $5 game whenever my parents brought me to GameStop, or even Toys R Us at the time had, their game section.
Yeah.
And I would just buy the cheapest no-name game that seemed really easy to beat, just to 100% it and get more achievement score.
Oh God.
Because the higher achievement score was a flex as a middle school kid.
Wait, do you know your current gamer score?
On the account I have, because I do have Game Pass, because I play PC now.
Yeah.
On my current account, my score is only like 1,200 on this account.
Oof.
But I only play a few games, and it's mostly multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Like, I should be playing more games. I have the Game Pass, but that's something I need to do.
There are some
myself.
I can recommend, but we'll get there. I'm commonly known by
yeah.
my friends as a shill for Game Pass, and I don't regret it. So.
There are websites to look up gamer scores, right?
Are there?
There used to be. I used to go on it all the time. Does this have... There used to be websites when I was younger where you could like look up your gamer tag and find out your gamer score.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah. But I'd have to remember, would it be... I cannot remember. I had changed my gamer tag once or twice. No, I don't even know if I'd be able to find it anymore.
I'm trying to see if I can find my current gamer score, because it's not... I used to have a 360, and I don't remember what my gamer score was back then. So I'm trying to find my current, like, Game Pass gamer score. Okay, so you use 1,200 on your current one. That's the only number we care about.
Sure, it's not even a full game's worth.
I mean, I'd say that's fair, like one game's worth.
Yeah. I mean, my plan is to... I say my plan. In the process of doing this podcast with you, some of my light has reflickered inside my soul.
Okay.
And I might try and 100% the Master Chief Collection.
Damn, okay.
All 7,000. We'll see how that goes, though. We'll talk about that next time and see how much progress I've made.
I might be willing to help out.
Okay.
Because there's a lot that I gotta do that I would like to do. I don't know if I want to do like all the multiplayer achievements, but I'm happy to do all the co-op achievements.
Okay.
Because, and I will announce it here. This is a never before announced thing for the channel. I will be launching a secondary podcast, so it'll be either the OverAchievers Podcast or the brand new Almost Achievers Podcast, where we have 2 exclusions. Now, it will be all achievements except for multiplayer achievements and DLC achievements. It'll just be base game, single, or co-op, and those are the only achievements that will matter for that podcast. Like I said, it'll be either the Overachievers or Almost Achievers. It'll still be once a month, and it's just a way to kind of branch out and expand my scope of what games I can cover and how I can cover them. So we can do everything except for
like
multiplayer achievements and still get on that podcast.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. I might actually start playing more games.
Nice. I'm down.
Yep.
So I looked it up. I do have about 17,000 gamer score, rather 17,005. So not great.
Okay. I mean, that's not bad. That's very, very respectable.
I still have to. I got a lot of games that I just like put down because I was like, I could go for it. I could finish it off, and it's like, do I? Part of me wants to, part of me doesn't.
Yeah. If I find my gamer score after post recording, I'll send it to you. Maybe throw it in somewhere post edit.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh man, it'll take me up, but I'll look it up. Or more just for our sake to know what it was.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
the people don't need to know.
That's fair. We can tell them later when it's bigger.
Yeah.
Do the achievements themselves feel rewarding? Not the game, but like the achievements.
I'd say yeah. The Combat Evolved. I mean, for the game being what it is, it was difficult to beat on Legendary. So the feeling of beating the game in general, whether an achievement was attached or not, was great. The fact that there were achievements attached and I beat it on Legendary to finish all of those achievements, 1,000%. Like,
Okay.
that relief, I had talked about it before, the relief of being done, like, actually completing it was a great feeling.
That's good. Okay. Let's see. Does it feel like the devs, in this case Bungie before it was, taken over by 343,
Yeah.
does it feel like they cared about the achievements?
I think with any campaign type game, like, you have your typical beat the level on X difficulty achievements, so there's only so much you can do with most of the achievements, at least. But I think Bungie did a great job with the extra achievements, the twists within certain levels, not shooting, like Pacifist, like we were just talking about before, or completing that sniper mission with more bullets, which means you couldn't just waste them on, you had to hit your shots, like adding that little extra to some of the levels makes me think that the devs really did care and enjoyed the challenge too of trying to beat it themselves. I have a love-hate relationship with Bungie. I played way too much Destiny and Destiny 2.
Okay.
But we don't need to get into that. Like, when I say way too much, I haven't played in over 2 years now, and I still have like 7,000 or 8,000 hours in the game. So love-hate relationship with Bungie. But I think they did a great job at Halo, and I think they really did care about the achievements.
Okay, that's good. And that's important. I'm hoping that kind of stays, because there's a lot that doesn't feel like the devs cared.
Very much a money grab lately.
So,
with some games.
Do the achievements require you to get 100% completion rate?
Like, beat the game, right?
No, like get every single collectible, do every single thing.
I guess some of them do. I mean, again, like, when they added the achievement for skulls, like, you do have to get all of the skulls to consist of getting that achievement, but yeah, all the terminals, like, the achievement is all the terminals. So yeah, I'd say yeah.
Okay. Because I know some, like, they don't require you to get, like, all the collectibles or do all of something, like the side tasks necessarily. So that's why that's in there. Because some games do, some games don't.
Right, like, that's fair.
Do the achievements feel unique in the genre of the first-person shooter?
I feel like I've said the same thing 3 times in a row, but for campaign-type action shooter, like, there's only so much you can do. It's pretty cookie cutter for the achievements to beat level on X difficulty, right? But I think the uniqueness doesn't necessarily come from the achievements, but the story and the franchise itself.
Okay.
Even when it first came out, like, before it became like this whole, it was close to 8 or 9 games now because of some of the ones we won't speak of.
Yeah.
But, like, I think the story and carries the franchise more than the achievements do. I don't think many people go for something like AA in Halo. It's very much a multiplayer game now. Especially with Infinite coming out without co-op and never adding co-op in. Like, it really it made me not want to play it. Not having co-op in a game like Halo in your newest installment made no sense to me. But I'm not gonna, negatively talk about that. I mean, I still love the series. I still love the game.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So, did you use any guides, or are there any guides you would recommend people use when trying to go for the all achievements?
So, I remember as a kid using the Prima official strategy guidebook.
Oh, God.
Which it only helps so much. It wasn't written for Legendary. It was written for normal difficulty, so the walkthroughs were very much like for a regular person. But with the internet now, I mean, there's an article on every single achievement. You can find an article or a walkthrough on another channel here on YouTube, or whatever it may be. Like, somebody has done it by now. I don't have any specific ones to, I guess, recommend. I will say, no matter how much I hate their normal articles, most of their walkthroughs on IGN are usually pretty good when it comes to, like, this is how you do it.
Okay.
So usually IGN is one of the first couple of links that pops up when you search up, like, how do I beat this or how do I get this achievement?
Mm-hmm.
That's usually pretty reliable in terms of knowing how to do it properly and giving good, like, visuals. If it's a walkthrough, like finding something,
Okay.
like they'll do pretty good on that. Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. Rich supports IGN in everything they do and say.
Oh God.
Okay. Now, this is always an interesting one for me. Has this changed the way you look at the game now, and do you regret going for all achievements?
I don't regret it.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
I'm somebody who's very much like, when I set my mind to it, the way that my ADD works, I'm either gonna not think about anything else until it's done, or I'm gonna give up very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of those things that I didn't think about anything else until it was done.
Okay.
I don't think I'd do it again though.
Oh, okay.
We
were just talking about doing it again, though.
I know.
You
think
can't say both of those sentences within the span of a few minutes and then have both of them be true.
My ADD is fighting itself right now. That's all.
Right.
I'm very much fighting with myself on whether I want to sit down and actually do it, because I know that if I start, it's going to consume my life again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much afraid that I'm going to do nothing else but go to work and play Halo, and that includes eating and sleeping.
Okay.
Until I complete it. I very much hyperfixate on things, so I'm on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had mentioned before, when you asked me to come on the channel, I went back into the Master Chief Collection just to see how hard it would be to 100% again in the Anniversary Edition, and I don't think so, especially with the way the game played. If I were to try and do it on mouse and keyboard, the enemies have aimbot, man. I'm playing on legendary difficulty, and it's just you peek your head around the corner and you're dead. It's insane how hard that game actually is again when I look back at it.
That's fair. Yeah,
So,
it's not an easy one.
Yeah, it's very much maybe a casual playthrough, see how much gamer score I can rack up, how many achievements I can get, and if I'm only missing a few at the end of the casual playthrough, maybe.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Keep it very casual at this point.
Now, would you recommend anyone else go for the all achievements, kind of yes or no? And are there any kind of players that would particularly enjoy or particularly hate this kind of thing?
Okay. I'd say if you're a fan of Halo and you're a fan of, no, don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Okay.
I was going to say, maybe, if you like these things, sure, go for it. No. I feel like if you're a fan of Halo, especially, don't try and all achievements it. Play the game, enjoy the game. Maybe that's where my saltiness from Force CE comes from, is just having to get through the all achievement on a game that, in the grand scheme of like it being 23 years old now, is not very polished.
Mm-hmm.
It's very there's no, and now especially playing the newer ones, like there's no sprinting. Like walking through some of these levels and how big the levels were.
Yeah.
It was just so time consuming and obnoxious. Like, it's just not worth it. Genuinely, don't do it.
Fair enough.
The types of players who would enjoy the journey are masochists.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you enjoy pain and suffering, sure, go for it.
Okay.
I wouldn't suggest it though.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like we get a
Yeah.
lot of don't do this unless you absolutely love it. Because so many games do not make the all achievements either easy or worth it. Like, as long as it's worth it, as long as there's reward there, I can understand and appreciate a difficult journey. It's when it's difficult and then there's just nothing to justify it.
See, I'm the opposite in this though. If you love it, don't do it.
Okay. Okay.
Because finishing it and getting all the achievements, it put a little dark spot on my love for the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's a little blemish there of like, God, this sucked.
Yeah.
I love the game, but this was awful, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it could definitely, I don't want to turn any Halo lovers off of the game just because they decide to try and all achievement it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So play it for the casual game it is and enjoy it, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, thank you, Rich, so much for being here. Really appreciate having you.
Yeah, no, it was fun being here. I love talking about a game I haven't had the chance to talk about in a very long time.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Awesome. And thank you, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between and beyond, so much for being here. Please check out the video, check out the other podcasts that are on the channel, check out all the other amazing, awesome stuff that's on there. Rich will potentially one day have his own YouTube channel. If and when that happens, I promise I will link it down below, and we'll make sure I shout it out in every podcast episode he is on. This is also to encourage him to start that channel. So, be on the lookout for that. I will make sure to link it down below if that does happen. With all that being said, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for